my top 5 statues, right? Figurines, and this is like an update. This is like an update a style video, right? So keep in mind, top 5 videos, they're always, they're, subjective, based on opinion, right? Comment down below if you have any statues, figurines. That could be like from anything: video games, comics, anime, manga, anything. So I'm gonna go a top 5. So I start from 5 going on to 1. This list was hard to make. Ranks 1 to 2 is easy, and then 3, 4, 5 it gets difficult. My number 5 is gonna be Jon Snow. So this is Jon Snow from Game of Thrones universe. Now this is the season 7, season 8 look, right? And Jon Snow. So the weird part about this statue is that it looks more like Robb Stark. So if you're familiar like with the Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire universe, right? He looks more like the actor who played Robb Stark. But everything about the uniform, the sword, the holster, the armor, the chest armor, the a wrist armor, the boots. There's so much detail in this statue, and it is like an amazing statue. I don't remember the brand. I don't remember the actual brand for it. It was either a Dark Horse, one of those brands. But everything about it, I got the Stark logo there. You got the various logos here like on the base. The only thing like with this statue is that at the base, with a lot of statues I own, at the base is pretty plain. It is pretty bland. But Jon Snow statue are very cool. And my number 4 is going to be Thanos. So this is Thanos from the Infinity War movie. And it is almost identical, like literally identical to the movie. And for a statue, keep in mind, this is only probably a 22 centimeter statue in height. So this is very small. And the amount of detail they put on it, relative to the scale, is amazing. To the face, it looks just like him. To the gauntlet, right? That bright kind of gold, that, kind of darkish gold, like in the gauntlet. The trousers, right? It is literally the same uniform, and I believe this is Kodo. Based on what I remember, I believe this is from Kodo Abioka brand. That's a brand that makes a statue. Everything about it just looks so cool. And the base is pretty cool. It is very epic. He's standing on like a rocky terrain, and the boots, so much detail like in the boots. Everything about it, epic. My number 3 is gonna be Jean Grey, the Dark Phoenix. Jean Grey, the Dark Phoenix. She has probably one of my favorite poses on a statue this size. Amazing, super epic. I like the reddish on her, the gold, right? Her thigh high boots, the long arm kind of those gloves that she's wearing. There's another version like this, identical, but it is Jean Grey. It is the regular Jean Grey, where she has the green uniform. But so much detail into this, and the base, it is so cool. The phoenix bird, epic, super epic. The only drawback below that is there is the glass base. So it is literally that bland kind of glass, like in the very bottom of it, on the very bottom of the of the actual base. But the pose is cool. The face looks very cool, with a little there is a weird seam line there on her hairline, but very cool. Number 2, top 2, number 2 is going to be Superman. This is a Superman, a classic Superman looking statue. I like at the power pose. I like at the base. I'm assuming this is part like of the Fortress of Solitude, right? And he has this one has that muscular physique, so it looks very much like a classic Superman, that traditional Superman in the face, the design, the boots. Now, Superman at the symbol, right, is the classic symbol. The one thing about this statue, I was almost gonna put it as number 1, is the cape. Now the cape itself looks good, but the cape is kind of wiggly. That's why I got it, right? It was a very wiggly, kind of weird thing. The cape didn't feel durable or sturdy. But other than that, this is an amazing statue. From a Diamond Select brand. So number 1 is going to be the Iron Man Avengers Endgame statue. So this is, I believe it is Mark 85, Mark 90, one of them. This is literally the last Iron Man suit in the MCU. Epic, shining bright, gold, shining bright, crimson, right? Goes so well together. Everything about the statue as a 10 out of 10. The armor, literally at the fire, right? Coming off of the propulsion, which is very epic, very cool. The knee design, the shoulder design, the armor design, the The visor looks so realistic from afar. And everything about Iron Man, right, is in this statue. You know, the one a drawback is a little detail, right, you know, like in his arc, right? So the arc here, like in his chest, it doesn't look very good. But aside from that, it is an amazing statue. And this is another Diamond Select brand. So please like, share, subscribe. My top 5 statues, figurines. Comment down below statues you have. Thanks for watching.